Okay. I get in the up to the window again after they finished my stuff, and they said, "Do you have the right container?" And I was like, container? It's in a container. I mean, it's not, the bag is not sweating. Well, I said it's in a bag in a little bitty cup that I don't even know how I got it in there in the first place. And yeah, that's what I've got. And they was like, "Oh no, I don't think you got the right container." I'm like, so after that, I went in. Let's just say after they got my description of the container it was in, they're like, "No, they need a pink, white, black, all these different colored tubes." And I'm like, "Oh well, that's cool, whatever you need." And then I didn't realize that they meant to give me the tubes to transfer the specimen. Yeah, I had the specimen in this container that was probably about that big around, and they're sitting there opening the bag, but like, "Oh no, you don't got the right thing." And I'm like, "Dude, do you just smell that? It's poop. Poop." So yeah, they gave me like 3 other tubes. The way they were naming it, I was going to need more than that, but it was just happened to be a bag too. So it was 4 things I had to transfer in a sense, but it was, they said, "You can't do it in our bathroom, you got to do it in the bathroom down on level 2. And I'm like, you want me to take my poop to another bathroom with all these containers in my hand and put poop in them? And he's like, "Oh, it's got little spoons in it." I'm like, "Spoons?" And I'm like, I don't mind doing it." And then they had the nerve to ask me after all that, "Is it yours?" I'm like, "No, I just grabbed it off somebody off the street and decided I wanted to drop some poop off." But, I was like, "No, it's mine. I wouldn't drop anybody else's poop off. Sorry." Well, little did I know when I got to the bathroom of what kind of experience I was going to have. I went to the 2nd floor, went to the bathroom, and they said because it had ventilation. Well, I didn't realize that the bag, when I opened the bag, that it was really a smell that I smelled. And I thought just coming into the bathroom was actually it. Well, I didn't realize I was going to be dealing with this all day. So when I got to that experience and knew that it's only a 1-room bathroom, where as soon as I come out, if there was any smell, you know how it feels when you walk out of the bathroom and somebody's done something, you don't want to be blamed for it. But, I don't care. At this point in my life, poop is just a funny thing to me, because it's just, you gotta laugh about it after a certain amount of time when you experience all the different things that come with Crohn's. But this is just one experience. When I did it happened. I had to change the containers, and I took the little spoons. They were probably no more than a little smaller than the end of my fingertip or fingernail maybe, and had little bitty forks on the end of it, like a spork, a small spork. If you know what a spork is, it's a spoon and fork mixed together with little pointy ends, in other words, so it looked like a fork at the end. Well, I'm sitting there, and they said, "You got to fill up to the red line on these 2, and then fill the rest up in this one." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's good. That's fun." Anyway, I took the containers down, and I didn't realize it was going to smell this bad. You got to think it's been sitting there, and I took the spoons and I dipped in this, and you got to, oh yeah, it's nasty, man. It's got liquid in these two, the ones that you got to fill up to the red line. You got liquid in those, and you got to try to get it off the spoon. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. And I was getting it off the spoon, and then I had to close it up and put it in another bag, and then I got some on the glove that they gave me, and it got on one of the lids, so I was having to try to wipe it off the lid, and then the whole time somebody's knocking on the door, and I'm grabbing poop and putting it in another container. And at this point, the smell was so bad that I didn't smell it no more. It was like I done got used to the smell, so I can't imagine what people were like, actually smelling outside that bathroom. But, the long story short is I've already made it. I had to transfer poop as one of my Crohn's experiences. Now, granted, that doesn't sound like a horrible experience, but trust me, that was probably the one experience I've had that was the most embarrassing of all. I mean, you get tubes up your butt, and you get tubes everywhere else you don't want them, and stuff you just don't want to happen to you, and people know. It's like, realistically, you having to play with poop is not a good experience. And it's not something you want to talk about out in public. I mean, realistically, I'm talking about it on YouTube, but, yeah, that's not a good experience. And I got some other tests coming up, some scopes and things like that. I've been kind of resting, as you know. I've been, trying to lay around and keep myself from being overwhelmed. But this is where I'm at, and I'm supposed to go back to work actually next week. Hopefully I'll feel up to par, and be able to go back to work and make a living for myself. But otherwise, I appreciate everyone's comments and their warm wishes and all the things that you've been saying and helping me with, and I really appreciate my friends commenting and letting me know how much they care about things. And I just wanted to thank everybody for their support, and please share the videos. I know this was kind of a funny one in a sense, but it's definitely one that people need to know. It's part of Crohn's. Whether it's something that you're dealing with as far as symptoms, it's still something you have to deal with, and that's just the only part of it, and so I just wanted to come by and say stuff about my experience with what happened yesterday and why I haven't been on to log it anymore. But I just also wanted to say thanks to everyone, and I'll see you guys soon, and keep up the good work. Alright, thanks.